What's going on, guys? Bexio back, and today we had a brand new video, this time on Apple, and seeing what exactly is going on with the world's most valuable company, and is it time to kind of rotate into these big tech companies? So before we go into that, if you are not subscribed, make sure to smash that sub button because we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. But let's look at Apple right here. Its chart, pretty standard stuff. We know Apple's been doing fantastic. Big rallies recently, basically off its all-time high not too long ago, $182. We know this big pullback for a lot of reasons, down to 167 with a nice little bounce back right here. But if we zoom out just a little bit more to the weekly, you still see it's just been insanely strong from Apple, just constantly moving up and to the right. Nothing to complain about there. But right now, is it time to think about buying Apple? Is it time to go into these like less risky types of stocks? And it could be a good bet for 2022, but there are problems that come along with Apple because of the fantastic year they just had. So looking at their earnings quickly just on Google here, we can see their revenue. You go from December and then through 2021, you see 111 billion, 89 billion, 81 billion, 83 billion. So the problem with going on to next year is, can they beat these numbers? That's what a lot of people are going to be looking to. If their revenue continues to go up, that'll be massively impressive and really show tons of strength. And that'll be a massive catalyst for Apple to just rally very hard if they can beat these fantastic numbers that happened through 2021 and going on forward. So there are chances that they can actually do it too, which is crazy. But looking at all of their stuff, their net income, you see kind of trending down still because they're just such a great years before and kind of flatlining for recently here. But obviously, we all know Apple has tons of cash. They are a money printing company, and they're probably going to figure out a way to really emphasize sales and grow revenue and stuff. But next year, the question is, can you do better than a fantastic year? And there's a chance that they can with a new iPhone that they're launching. The Motley Fool saying the biggest reason Apple stock is a screaming buy for 2022. So, like we said before, stock has stepped on the gas in the second half of 2021, driven by impressive sales and earnings growth. It's going to be very, very hard to beat that. But I think there's a good chance, or at least a chance, that they do actually do better or step up their numbers and show continued growth, which would be just a massive good thing for Apple. You see the percent change in Apple up 27.63%. Well, I think it's actually pretty well over the indice, which is obviously we know the indice like S&P 500, VTI stuff, that was driven mainly from big tech and the like top 5 or top 10 companies in the index. But Apple performing fantastic on its own. You can see this. One of the biggest reasons investors should consider buying Apple stock right now is an entry-level iPhone that could hit the market in 2022 and take the smartphone market by storm. So not only last year did they have massively great sales and this rollout of a 5G iPhone, people going to upgrade and getting all that stuff, and they sold tons of iPhones and did very well with that. Now they're even ramping it up a bit, and they're taking that 5G that a lot of people are excited about and making it affordable in a cheaper kind of phone or cheaper iPhone that's going to bring a lot of people to the market. You can see that this the estimates that the new device, so this new low-cost 5G iPhone, could help Apple tap into an installed base of 300 million users who are currently using older iPhones. So that's just in-house people who already are in Apple's ecosystem using iPhones, that they could make this jump to a cheaper phone or a cheaper 5G phone and get 5G and that experience, and then go with now not have to break the bank on an expensive new upgrade. And on top of that, outside of Apple's kind of company jurisdiction and ecosystem, they have 1.4 billion Android users who own low to mid-end smartphones, who could also end up coming over. Even 10% of that is about 140 million people. So even 10% is a massive massive amount of people that could be funneling sales, doing all of that good stuff. And the selling price anticipated to range between 269 and 399 after accounting for trade-in. So without trade-ins, it's probably gonna still look a little pricey actually off those numbers, but 269 to 399, that's, I think a lot of people would look at that for an iPhone and say, that's a good deal. It's an iPhone and it's 5G. It's got these bells and whistles and things, and that could just attract a lot of people. Like we said, 10% of 1.4 billion, 140 million, plus just their in-house estimate 300 million. That's almost half a billion people that could come in for this upgrade. And that's a lot of sales, a lot of revenue. That's a way they can use their in-house stuff, their new products, to actually do better, or at least match what happened in these fantastic years 2020 and 2021. And even from the analyst side, you see JP Morgan raised their price target for Apple stock to $210 from 180, so 23% upside. And then they raised the iPhone shipment expectations for the 2020 fiscal year to 250 million units, which would be a jump of 10 million units from the prior year. So growth from the prior year is ridiculous. If that's seen, and if it's seen that it wasn't just a fantastic year for like stimulus stuff, stay at home things, people needing the tech to kind of do work and everything, that they can actually still grow on this and still bring people into iPhone, into Apple, into this ecosystem, and sell them more iPhones. It's just looking, if they can actually do that, that'll be massive, and it'll just be absolutely crazy what Apple can do. And then even Goldman Sachs out here saying Apple is now able to meet their iPhone demand because of their supply chain issues, and that should help them carry robust sales momentum into 2022. So if they carry it, like we said, Ben saying, that is a big catalyst for Apple stock, and it's a very, very secure stock. Obviously, the most valuable company in the world. And then you see them saying, given the moves it's making to ensure it remains a top player in the 5G smartphone era, Apple could sustain its recent stock market momentum in the new year and turn out to be a top tech stock in 2022. Imagine that, the top most valuable company in the world being able to be also a top tech stock and top earner or appreciation and value for stock. That would be massive stuff. You can see right here, Apple, as this has gold. This has like all assets on it, so it has gold #1, but it's not a company, obviously. So Apple, the most valuable company in the world, $2.88 trillion. And it actually, at one point during this year, 2021, Microsoft actually flipped Apple for, it was like a few days, and it was actually the most valuable company in the world, flipped it, and now you see Apple just took back the reins, and it's up literally $380 billion on Microsoft, and it keeps moving forward. It's almost hit that $3 trillion, where in the beginning of the year, a lot of people were talking about Apple reaching a $3 trillion market cap, and it almost did that. So 2022, if the growth is still there, there is no reason why Apple can't continue to grow, continue to go up, and it is just getting crazy what this valuation can do. And it's also still crazy that it is beating out Microsoft so bad, because there is a large margin of profit in these software companies, but Apple they just know how to sell it. Obviously, they have software and things, but they're mainly hardware, tech, iPhones, Macs, iPads, these types of things. So it is crazy to see them continue moving forward. So Apple looks pretty good. I mean, obviously, you can't say Apple looks bad, the #1 company in the world, but they are continuing to grow, continuing to make these products that people are willing to buy. They obviously have a growth plan with putting out this cheaper iPhone for a 5G phone to get more people to upgrade, get those sales, revenue growth, continue moving forward. And I think they're going to be able to do it. So they look like they could obviously be a massive stock in 2022 for return wise, and actually be something that people continue going into. And it'll be crazy to see if Apple can add another $1 trillion. If they can go from rounded up to 3 trillion to 4 trillion next year, that'll be just so ridiculous numbers. We'll start just seeing if it's possible, and if they if they can do it, it's just going to be absolutely crazy. That's going to do it for this video. As always, I'm going to smash that like button and subscribe. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. See you guys in my next